36 months. ठीक है. 36 months में आप 7792 पे करेंगे. Again, काफी nominal feel होता है when you start working because you started the career. My advice always is that get your career started instead of मतलब waiting for high packages. बहुत लोग कहते हैं कि नहीं हमें high package पहला package बहुत amazing करना है. Don't think it that way. Try and get started with your career. Packages बढ़ते रहते हैं, काम अच्छा मिलता रहता है. You keep getting better and better work. It's a matter of year, right? Fight for a better role. Fight for a good company, right? That is it. Don't fight for a good package, right? So this is how these cases work, right? In case of female candidates, where we are offering 50% scholarship, the amount is halved, but it is paid in half the time, right? So in this case, it is paid in 18 months. In this case, 7 months. The same monthly ISA amount, but 7 months. Same monthly ISA amount, 11,333, but 30 months. That's how it works for female candidates. One more case here, right? So one more thing I want to do. So what happens is you pay until this thing, right? So this graph will typically show how it will work. That blue amount is the fee that you're paying, right? So that fee will continue till you complete the amount, right? So if you see your gray part, which is your income, right? That keeps increasing, but your fee does not increase, right? So eventually what happens is 6 months, 1 year down the line becomes normal compared to what you are earning actually in hand, right? So your fee does not increase. It also tells you one thing, that let's say your income drops below a certain amount, right? Which is 41,667, which is a threshold amount, right? If it drops below that, what happens is we come in, right? We intervene. We work with the NBFCs, we work with you to find you a new job and to pause your ISA. Right? We do these two things so that आपके ऊपर pressure ना आए and you don't have to pay during the time where you're not earning, right? So उस case में and there is a specific clause around it in the ISA agreement which you will find, right? Everything is given in detail. But इसके ये हम so this is basically ensuring that even if you lose a job, right, and there's nobody to help you, will always be there. Not just in terms of getting a job, but also helping you financially so that you don't end up doing this. You don't end up मतलब बहुत financial constraint ना आ जाए, right? That's how we are thinking about it. Before I know open up to questions, I want to address a few questions that I've seen that have come, right? That have typically come before, right? So I'll address that. So पहला question आता है कि do I sit for all companies that we are getting, right? So it doesn't happen like that. So let me tell you how the placement process works. The company comes, shares their details. They अपना JD based. They give us the location, the CTC, work from home, work from office, right, and other details, right? And they share these basic details, and we share it with the candidate. Now the candidates decide if I want to apply for this company or not. We will not share your resume until you have said I want to apply for this role, right? Only when you say that I want to apply for this role is when we will share your candidate, right? So you don't have to do this. It's called an opt-in form. It happens when the placement process starts, right? What if I don't want the location is the company's offering? So that typically does not happen because you have first decided that मुझे इस company में apply करना है, right? If you've decided not to apply for a company, this will typically not happen. Right? What if I lose my job? Right? That's a typical question. During those months when you're looking for a new job, you will not be required to make ISA payments, right? Or your income is, let's say, आपने बोला कि नहीं मेरे को 10-15 हज़ार की internship मिल गई, I'm not getting that job. Still, we will be helping you get a new job, and we will pause that ISA for a few months, right? And मतलब वो infinite नहीं चलता. I think that goes up to 6 months. The details of which are in the ISA agreement again, right? One question that we get is, what if I get a job from outside, right? Yes, in that case you will pay. see, I want to first, मैं आपको थोड़ा philosophically बताना चाहता हूँ why that is true, right? One that, one part is that we have done the part of, we have held, our end of the bargain, which is, we train you, we have spent hours, resources on getting you trained for something, right? Now, because of that, you get a job outside, right? But we have spent that energy, right? So, for example, the next person, you didn't, वो seat जो आपके पास है was not given to the next candidate, right? And we spent considerable amount of money to the mentors, to the guides, to everybody, right? To do this, we use very expensive softwares to run some of our engines, right? So that money is already spent, right? And we believe that because of that investments in you, that will come to us, right? So, but if you decide that nahin, I want to take a job from outside, even in that case, that we'll expect you to pay, because that is you who's deciding, right? What if I leave the caught in middle, right? So इस केस में क्या होता है? पहली चीज, if there is a genuine reason that I can't continue the cohort, right? Then we will tell you कि come for the next cohort, right? For example, हमारा जब next cohort होगा उसमें आ जाइए, because of health issues, because of some other issues, family issues आते हैं, we understand, right? People struggle with these issues, right? But अगर ये नहीं है, right? Then and you are deciding that नहीं मुझे नहीं करना है, right? So you'll get the first 7-10 days to 7 days to decide on if you want to continue with the FunctionUp or not, right? Because you'll get a sense on how we work, right? How we work. So उसके बाद if you've decided to continue, right? And let's say after 2 months you decide that नहीं मुझे नहीं करना है, right? Then what is happening is that you even after something that you've decided, and then you have made up your mind, we have invested from our end, you decide, then you will have to pay, right? You don't have to pay the full amount, you have to pay a prorated amount, right? Which is less than what the actual IC amount would have been, and it is dependent on the time that you spent here, right? Which is again the details that they are given in the IC agreement, right? One more thing I would just quickly want to add here, on the way that we teach, right? So आपने देखा होगा कि हमने भी HTML, CSS करें, हम JavaScript करेंगे, then we'll do Node.js, right? Then we'll do projects, right? अभी क्या कि हम सिंगल चीजों को ना एक्सपर्टीज ला रहे हैं, छोटी छोटी चीजों में एक्सपर्टीज ला रहे हैं, छोटी छोटी चीजों को और डिटेल कर रहे हैं. These things we are learning in silos, and all of these things will come and culminate in one big project. When you will see how these things are working along with each other, right? जब relation इनका बनेगा, then you'll get a broader sense, right? So that's why we focus very heavy on the projects that we do, right? So हम different kinds of projects करते हैं जिसमें you're using multiple things, right? So that you understand how the relationship between these things work, right? For a good backend engineer, or for a good, for a good full stack engineer, what is important is understanding how the information flow works, how the data flow works, right? And what are the key pieces, what are the blockers, and wo bottlenecks को हटाना जरूरी होता है, right? Understanding of the data flow is very important, which is where the relation between the different entities is important, which is what comes alive when we do projects, right? So हो सकता है कि आप you might not be 100% for all topics. Maybe you are 90% for few topics, or 80% for few topics, and 70% for few topics, right? But when they all come alive in one project, then it becomes sort of very clear that what piece is done when, what happened. That's one thing that I wanted to share, because I got a sense from today's lecture that people are not able to grasp the new topic that they're getting, right? But which is general, which is naturally that happens. But ये चीज बहुत आपको 3rd-4th month में आपको clear होगी. Actually 2nd month की I'm not saying. What if I get a job less than 5K, right? So इस case में क्या होता है? We will keep giving you opportunities, right? Because हमारे पास opportunities आती हैं, we expect you to sit for these interviews, right? But if let's say you decide कि यार नहीं, these opportunities I don't want, I'm happy with 4.5 मुझे 4 मिल रहा है, I don't want to go for that, right? For example, some people who come from, let's say, some cities in Gujarat or maybe Kolkata, people want to stay close to home, right? They are okay to take that job, right? But then in this case again, the candidate is deciding that मैं pick कर रहा हूँ, I'm not waiting for you, right? So I am deciding on I'm deciding that I don't want to take up those jobs that you're offering, right? In those cases, we expect the students to pay, right? The fees is recalibrated, is reduced for it. For example, अगर आपका you want to take like a 4.5 LPA job, right? And you're like, नहीं मेरे को because it's my hometown, it's something, it's work from home, I got work from working from home. So we will do that because we have gotten such requests. We were not typically entertaining such requests, but these requests have come too often. So we decided to add this on the basis of because the students requested, and because they've requested, we have added this. And if you decide that yeah, I'm okay with this and I don't want that other offer, so we say okay, fine, this we can go ahead. Okay. Done. Okay. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll go for questions. Okay. Now the way we typically do questions is people typically raise hands, right? So you raise hand, and I will ask you to unmute, and then you can ask your question. Okay. उससे पहले there are few things in the chat that I would let me go through them. If they are, I can quickly answer them. इस सेक्शन पे बात हो गई है इंटरनेशनल प्लेसमेंट्स पे एक बार मैं बात बता देता हूँ that अभी don't expect कि you will be immediately going to these companies which are abroad, right? Typically these companies for hiring for roles remotely, right? अभी कोविड की वजह से बहुत सारे लोगों ने कहा कि रिमोटली हम सही हायर कर लेंगे, right? These companies hire remotely in India. So the idea will be to get you in places which are the companies are based in UK, US, or some of these good strong economies, right? Or German economies. And then eventually when there are chances for you to go abroad, then these companies will offer, right? But abhi remote jobs in India, which are for companies headquartered there, is something that we'll target. Fee structure पे मैं बात करी है 1.5 lakh is not a fixed amount. Sheecha बोल रही है. Yes. Okay. Female candidate. So yes, you have to pay only this much. Okay. Okay. There's one question on civil. Okay. One question on civil. See, we work on multiple NBFCs. We will figure that out on if there are bad civil is not a problem, but if you have a criminal record, then that's a problem. Because then in that case, the company reneges the offer. So ensure that वो सब नहीं करा होगा. We've had one candidate who was unfortunately हमें बाद में पता चला he had a police record. So yeah, so civil का problem नहीं होगा, right? We've had candidates where they've. I'll tell you, I say Kalam before I take further questions. I want to spend like a couple of minutes on. Ideally, this works in an honor system, right? कि हमने आपने बोला हम कर देंगे, then honor system चलता है. But honor is lost these days, right? So students do not tell upfront even what is agreed between the two parties. They don't tell upfront. They try to hide this thing, right? And we have to go legal way, and then they have to pay a lot of legal fees, and then this. So a lot of problems for the student, for the parents in their career, and then because we don't want things to get ugly. But there are students who force us to do it, and we don't want to go through that path. We make it very clear to the student that this is what it is, right? And some honorable students, and we ideally honor system में चलना चाहिए, but honor system में लोग करते नहीं हैं, so that's why we have to bring in an agreement, right? And which is why this is put in paper and people are signing this, right? And legal agreements, we do have all the right resources. बट हम वो यूज नहीं करना चाहते बिकॉज वी डोंट वांट टू स्पॉइल समबडीज करियर. वी आर इन द बिजनेस ऑफ मेकिंग करियर, राइट? सो मेरी हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट यही रहेगी कि यू नो इवन व्हेन यू फील दैट यू नो यहाँ से कुछ गलत कर सकते हैं, प्लीज अवॉइड टू डू इट, राइट? अच्छे लोग हैं, अच्छे लोगों के साथ काम करेंगे तो लाइफ में अच्छा है. What is there is no charge for anything. There is no hidden charges, no penalty fee, no nothing, nothing. कुछ भी नहीं है आपको, कोई interest नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं होगा. Okay, what is given is what is exactly what it is, right? आपको और कुछ additional नहीं देना होता है. ठीक है. I'll not be able to send this PDF. If you have questions, I can answer. Right? Where is the record? आशीष, मैं आपको एक फंडामेंटल एक चीज बताता हूँ. हम ना अभी देख रहे हैं कि मे बी वुमेन पार्टिसिपेशन काफी वो मतलब फीमेल्स आर गेटिंग इनफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज, बट स्टिल देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ देयर इज फार लेस वुमेन पार्टिसिपेशन इन द वर्कफोर्स देन it can be, right? Our sisters, our mothers have gone through a lot of patriarchal this thing. So we have to overcompensate for the bad things that are probably our ancestors have done, right? So ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब inequality है, but you know somewhere we'll have to start, and I think that's where this thing is. Okay, so before we take this guy, yeah, including all GST, all taxes, everything, right? No GST. Okay, I'll take these questions later. First, I will ask people to answer. So, Chan Babu, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I just want to know one thing, that if I don't get a job after completing a course, after 1 year, completing a course after 1 year, so what will happen?
Course completion के 1 year के बाद भी नहीं मिल रही है job. So from here we're talking about roughly 16, 17, 18 जो भी है, आपको नहीं पे करना है, बिल्कुल नहीं पे करना है. So there's no doubt about it, है ना? But I'll be worried. What is going wrong? इतना टाइम में भी नहीं लग रही है. See, typically ऐसा नहीं होता है. जितना पढ़ने के बाद ना हो जाता है. There's enough demand, enough companies wanting good talent, हो जाता है. ऐसा नहीं होता कि जॉब नहीं लगती है. ठीक है. It is बहुत बार लोग अपने कंस्ट्रेंट्स डाल देते हैं. मुझे सिटी में नहीं जाना है, मुझे वर्क फ्रॉम होम चाहिए, मुझे पेरेंट्स के पास रहना है. You're getting good offers still. तो वो कंस्ट्रेंट्स नहीं रखोगे तो there is no problem.
और सर ये थोड़ा सा एडवांस, ये क्या चीज है इसका, थोड़ा सा
एडवांस है.
एडवांस जो ISM में उसमें लिखा हुआ था अभी.
That is the NBFC. That is the NBFC which will contact you. Okay. NBFC typically जो मैंने आपको NBFC का प्रोसेस बताया, Advance is an NBFC, Liquid Loans is a second NBFC which we work with, right? इनके थ्रू हम अपना लोन्स का प्रोसेस करते हैं. So they will be onboarding you along with KYC, which will happen within. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Vikalp.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
सर, आपका जो ISA एग्रीमेंट है वो बहुत ही फेयर है और दोनों पार्टीज का मतलब राइट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करने वाला है सर. लेकिन सर मैं एक्चुअली मुझे इस एग्रीमेंट से कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लेकिन मेरे पेरेंट्स का एक डाउट था. जैसे अभी 30 जनवरी को, इसी 30 जनवरी को मैंने बैंक पीओ का सेकंड स्टेज मेंस एग्जाम दिया है. तो एंड देयर इज अ प्रोबेबिलिटी कि मेरा हो सकता है उसमें, है ना? तो इन दैट केस आई डोंट एंड अप टेकिंग अ जॉब इन टेक. और फिर अगर ऐसा होता है तो फिर मैं ये प्रोग्राम भी शायद पूरा ना कर पाऊँ, है ना? तो आप मतलब आप मुझे बताइए मतलब कि क्या मतलब इस सिचुएशन में क्या होने वाला है मेरे साथ.
मैं बताता हूँ. So इस situation में, so basically from here, let's say within 30 days, you will get a sense, right? So इसमें ना, when you leave the cohort, so for example 30 days, I think 30, 60, 120 ऐसा कुछ है. Number of days पे depend करता है. When you leave, what is the fees that you have to pay? That you will get in the ISA agreement. ठीक है, वो आपको मिल जाएगा कि what time पे you leave, and what is the amount, right? I think बहुत ही कम amount है if you leave in the first 45 days or something.
Alright.
तो ठीक है, वो आप जब एक बार समझ जाओगे ना, then you'll know कि अच्छा ठीक है मुझे करना है नहीं करना, right?
वो recalibrate देंगे.
Exactly.
Okay sir, thank you sir.
Okay. Piyush, Priya. Piyush, Priya. Guys, you've not added your phone number towards the end. I think you should do it. Yeah. Yes, hello. Piyush. Yes. Go ahead, Piyush.
Yes, sir. I want to know, sir, if like, sir, if I not get selected, like, sir, after 1 year. Okay, sir, it is like 1 year from like starting of this course, or from like after completion of this course, like after
from the
this
completion. From the completion of the course. From the completion.
Okay,
yes.
After like including this 4 months, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
ठीक है. हाँ, वो आप थोड़ा डॉक्यूमेंट पढ़ लोगे ना तब भी आपको क्लियर हो जाएगा. बढ़िया. Answer your question.
But when I asked this thing from ma'am, she told me that like including this 4 month, including this 4 month to 1 year.
Okay. नहीं, आप एक बार कर सी. I think वो शायद उनको confusion हो गया होगा, but it's from the graduation date, and she might have वो हमारा शायद पुराना किसी agreement का कुछ वो उन्होंने शायद confuse कर लिया होगा, but the latest agreement which we'll tell you will be from the graduation date, will be completed, right? So that will be shared with you, clarity मिल जाएगा.
Like after completion of this course, like after this 4 months, then this
right.
Like this agreement start from after completion.
नहीं, agreement start अभी होता है, but it is valid, or you are liable to pay us anything only from today or whenever you sign the agreement, until 1 year from the course completion date.
Okay, 1 year from course completion.
Yes. ठीक है. Actually हमने 1 year है, 2 year है, मैं एक बार देख लूंगा. Actually हमने ना, I think okay. एक बार आप उसमें पढ़ लेना. It is 1 year, right? वो 2 years नहीं है. ठीक है. Yeah. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Hi. Yeah, I wanted to reconfirm and not share any bad, wrong information. So it is 1 year only. Cool. ठीक है Piyush, I've unmuted you again.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
I had to reconfirm because I made some changes last, I think, this thing back. So I wanted to ensure that वो changes सही जा रहे हैं, right? Yeah, Shivam, please go ahead.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Basically, I have 3 questions. Okay. First one is, FunctionUp guarantees us minimum 5 LPA packets, right? So it is cost to company or it is the cash component that we'll get in our bank?
So CTC नहीं है, कैश कंपोनेंट है. CTC इंक्लूड्स ESOPs and नॉन. देखो हर ऑफर में एक कैश कंपोनेंट होगा, एक नॉन कैश कंपोनेंट होगा. नॉन कैश कंपोनेंट हम नहीं काउंट करते, राइट? बिकॉज ESOPs आपकी पॉकेट में नहीं आएगा, ठीक है? वो बहुत बाद में आएगा, वो आपकी वेल्थ बाद में. So that is not what we include. We include only cash components that you get in the first year. There might be some bonuses that you get mid-year or in the first year के end पे. That is included, but it is the cash component. That is.
So second question is, you said we can take the placement from outside, but the ISA will continue, right?
Yes.
So what will happen if we have the placement less than 5 LPA from outside? So the ISA will continue or not?
Yes. In that case, see, because मैं आपको बताता हूँ why. If let's say you get a job and then you say कि I don't want to find a job from FunctionUp, I'm happy with this. Be it less than 5 LPA, we will more than 5 LPA, right? See, we typically don't get a lot of opportunities which are less than 5 LPA. बहुत ही मतलब इक्का दुक्का कभी आता है तो आता है, but हम वो भी मना कर देते हैं because we want to extend offers which are more than 5 LPA. So if you get an offer from outside, right, be it more than 5 LPA, be it less than 5 LPA, and you said that I'm happy with this and I don't want to go ahead with other offers, then we'll say okay fine, right? Then you pay the fee. But ऐसा होता है कि नहीं मेरे को ये है, but I want to continue and don't want to take this offer, then we'll not expect you to pay. कि मैंने ये नहीं ले रहा हूँ, ठीक है? Then we'll not ask you to pay, ठीक है?
My last question is, we have started our course from 6th class, and so we have 4-month course, right? So
it might get higher. Yeah, so it will get extended. It sometimes does get extended, right? What happens is that there are some times we feel that people should be trained in, let's say, React before they go out in the to go out for something. So it ranges between 4 to 5 to 4 to 6 months, right? It is not a hard stop at 4-month के end पे. It will not happen like that, right? It मतलब मान के चलो कि 4 to 6 months के बीच में रहेगा, right? And because sometimes some topics are tough to understand, right? And we don't know sometimes कि कहाँ पे आते हैं, right? For example, one cohort did get completed completely, absolutely in 4 months and 3 days, 4 days, ऐसा कुछ ना. But some cohorts took time because people are not able to understand a few topics. So we extend their time. We always want people to be prepared rather than go half-hearted in something, right?
Yes, sir. So
yeah.
That means if extended to 4 to 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So after 6 months, we will graduate, and then from that time, that moment, ISO will continue for 1 year, right?
So ऐसा नहीं है, ISO will continue from today, ठीक है? From today till graduation date to 1 year, right? आपकी जब इस पीरियड में जॉब लगेगी, वो उस पीरियड का होगा.
Okay.
So I would say 16 to 18 months is from here, right? वो टाइम फ्रेम मान के चलिए, ठीक है?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. शिवानी शुक्ला.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
सर मेरा एक ही बस क्वेश्चन था कि जो अमाउंट देना होता है जॉब के बाद में 70%, वो स्टूडेंट खुद से पे करता है फंक्शनअप में या डायरेक्ट कंपनी के अकाउंट से ट्रांसफर होता है?
नहीं, स्टूडेंट के अकाउंट से होता है. स्टूडेंट के अकाउंट से डायरेक्टली डेबिट होता है, कंपनी के अकाउंट से नहीं होता.
Okay, sir.
Student gets their salary in their account, and from there the EMI is deducted like a typical loan. Company के अकाउंट से नहीं होता.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
पांधारी साहब.
Hello.
Yes.
सर गुड इवनिंग सर। अगर मैंने फंक्शन अप का कोर्स कर लिया है और मुझे आउटसाइड से अगर जॉब मिली तो फिर इस केस में क्या होगा?
तो जैसा हमने बताया इन FAQs and I think somebody asked, in that case you will pay if you decide कि आपको फंक्शन आपके ऑफर नहीं करें। अगर आउटसाइड से भी लगता है तो भी the ISA is valid।
ओके, तो ये ISA कितने दिन तक रहेगा सर वैलिड?
जैसे अभी बताया हमने 12 months from the date of graduation। Okay, date of graduation is 4 to 6 months from today।
ओके ठीक है सर जी। अगर मुझे डेटा साइंस या अगर दूसरे किसी में अगर जॉब मिल जाती है इस 1 ईयर ISA के दौरान तो फिर भी वो वैलिड रहेगा मेरे ऊपर, ऐसा मैं बोल रहा हूँ।
Yes, I'll tell you why। डेटा साइंस की जॉब्स में ना, डेटा साइंस में you will be expected to code, you will be expected to use libraries and code। data science jobs will not come to people who don't know coding, right? So it is clearly in the field of technical field। So yes, in this particular case, yes, it will be valid।
Okay, thank you sir, thank you।
Pratik, are you here? Not here। Arif Ahmed, आप लोगों ने अपने फोन नंबर्स नहीं डाले हैं।
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes।
Sir, my question is that after completing the course, this cohort, if I get a job in non-IT background, because I'm from non-IT background, so from commerce, and if I got a job in that field, so will I still have to pay the amount?
Depends। If see, I'll tell you इसमें fundamentally क्या होता है। हमने अपनी तरफ से ट्रेनिंग करा दिया, right? हमने अपनी तरफ से ट्रेनिंग करा दिया। We spent those resources, time, right? And we're giving you opportunities। Now, if you decide that I don't want these opportunities, I want a separate opportunity, right? And I don't want what you've taught, right? But we have spent our effort, so you will be required to pay, right? So, for example, I'll give you a very basic example। आपने phone लिया, right? You bought a phone, and you don't use it, right? आपने 1 महीना use किया, then you keep it, right? और आपने उसको EMI पे लिया था, let's say, right? 10,000 की EMI पे लिया था। तो अगर आप वो फोन यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, बट यू विल नीड टू कंटिन्यू टू पे फॉर दैट फोन, राइट? अगर आप यूज भी नहीं कर रहे हैं, राइट? सेम लॉजिक।
Okay. But previously, as you discussed, sir, but previously, as you discussed to some candidate, that he would not have to use code in that. He was from data science. If he get a job in data science, but he is using code. Yes, he is using code in that field. But if I'm from commerce field and I don't have to code, so.
नहीं, but हाँ, मैं समझ गया आपको, मैं समझ गया। I got why you are having a doubt, right? Yes. I hope you got the answer.
Okay, sir.
Right, you got the answer, right?
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you.
Anirudh।
Sir, I wanted to know, will the deadline be extended after Sunday for ISA verification?
Not really। I mean, why do you want the deadline?
Sir, I wanted to know because sir, वो digital access खो गया है मेरे बैंक अकाउंट का, तो documents क्या
अभी आपको
ISA
नहीं, उसमें I don't think you need bank documents। You don't need a digital access to the bank। You need to just sign this document। You have to read through it and sign it। I don't think you don't need a digital access to the bank. वो अभी स्टेज पे नहीं चाहिए.
सर डॉक्यूमेंट्स क्या क्या चाहिए इसमें? बस काउंटर साइन करना.
काउंटर साइन करना है, केवाईसी के डॉक्यूमेंट चाहिए वहाँ पे.
अच्छा ठीक है सर, थैंक यू.
कृष्णा गायकवाड़.
हेलो सर, गुड इवनिंग सर. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि ये जो आईएसए रहेगा इसमें पेरेंट इन्वॉल्वमेंट भी रहेगा, मतलब उनका भी कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट इन्वॉल्वमेंट, ऐसा कुछ बैंक डॉक्यूमेंट?
उनका हमें डॉक्यूमेंट्स चाहिए होता है. So one, for people who are less than 21, they can't. So less than the age of 21, वो लोन ले नहीं सकते हैं. तो typically उनके पेरेंट्स के नाम पे लोन होता है. But if you are more than 21, we do take details of the parents as well. उनका I think एक डिटेल चाहिए होता है. That will be shared in, that will be asked. उनका पैन डिटेल चाहिए था. I think वो आईएसए में होगा. वो आपको दिख जाएगा. Not a lot of details. Give me one. Yeah. Okay. I'm moving to the next question. Yes.
Am I audible, sir?
बहुत कम आवाज आ रही है. You have to be louder.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask, are there registration fees when we are registered with NBFCs?
No registration fees.
Sir, I have another question. Sir, what if we are got fired from FunctionUp itself? Then also should I have to pay?
नहीं, उन केस में नहीं होता. बहुत कम होता है. But yeah, in that case, no, we don't have to pay. If we say that, then we will terminate the agreement between both parties. उस केस में नहीं.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
आदर्श.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, if I get the job and after 6 to 7 months I leave the job, तो उसके बाद भी सर हमारा आईएसए कंटिन्यू रहेगा या स्टॉप हो जाएगा?
आईएसए कंटिन्यू रहेगा. We will help you find another job. बट आप कहते हैं कि नहीं, मुझे जॉब करना ही नहीं है, मुझे कुछ भी नहीं करना है, उस केस में तो आपको देना पड़ेगा. What we'll expect is that you look for a job along with us. हम भी ऑफर करेंगे, आप भी अपनी तरफ से एफर्ट करें. We'll help you get back to your feet. We'll pause the ISA. That is what we'll do. But आप जॉब छोड़ देते हैं, दूसरी जॉब ले लेते हैं, ISA कंटिन्यू करेगा. निष्पक्ष जैन.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I have a little bit. I have few questions. Like by reference of FunctionUp or anything outside from outside sources, I have got like X amount of package, and in hand I have less than 5 LPA. Like then in that condition, to pay or not?
In hand हम नहीं consider करते हैं. What we consider is your cash component in the offer. What happens is, for example, you get exactly 5 LPA, right? उसका monthly amount 41667 होता है. Let's say the company is deducting PF, the company is mandatorily deducting some amount, right? And you in hand you get like 39,000, right? So we will be मतलब वो fees जो लगेगा वो 5 LPA का होगा, and not that small difference वाला cover नहीं होता है. Because that is very difficult to calculate, and every company has a very different way to do it. So we typically do it on the CTC that is being offered. CTC में cash component that is offered.
Okay, it will be applied on minimum 5 LPA ना? Like अगर आपकी minimum 5 की लगे.
Yes.
Or in that condition, after like I have completed that course and all, and after some time I want to switch to another occupation like business and anything else, then in that condition I have to pay or not?
एक बार आपने start कर दिया, then you'll continue to pay, right? And let's say the only this is for people when they're not able to get a job, right? Because of the course curriculum. But if you decide that मुझे नहीं करना है, right? I want to pursue a different career, but and you, as I studied, you will have to continue to pay.
Like जैसे मैंने कोर्स अप्लाई हो गया मेरा और मैंने कुछ कंपनीज में अप्लाई भी कर दिया, आफ्टर दैट नो रिस्पांस फ्रॉम दैट साइड, तो उस
अगर आप किसी if you have not started earning, then you don't need to pay. You will have to pay only when you start earning. Before that, you don't.
Okay, till 1 year, na?
Yes, till 1 year from here.
Okay, sir.
Till 1 year from the date of the completion. See, I'm getting a sense from students that that you don't. Matlab, why do you want to change a career? We are all here to build a career in tech. Keep that in mind.
In certain condition, like due to family issues and all, and in that condition,
that we understand. And in that case, if you decide कि नहीं मुझे job नहीं करना है, मुझे कुछ और करना है, then it's like again, I'll take that phone example, right? You bought that something, bought a phone, but आपने उसको use नहीं करना है. That is up to you. But here, in FunctionUp, we are all geared towards getting tech jobs.
जैसे इन फैमिली कंडीशन मैंने मेरा मजबूरी हो गया 4 महीने तक तो मैंने कर लिया, राइट? आफ्टर दैट कुछ फैमिली कंडीशन इसलिए एक्सवाइजेड जो भी अमाउंट, बट मेरे को कोई अदर फील्ड में जाना पड़ेगा लाइक बिजनेस एंड ऑल, तो उस कंडीशन में मेरे को पे करना होगा. लाइक बिजनेस में भी अगर मैं मोर देन 5 LP और मतलब ज्यादा अर्न कर रहा हूँ इन दैट कंडीशन,
yes, then you will continue to pay because you decided to go in a different way. हमने अपनी तरफ से resources efforts लगा दिए and उस आप कह रहे हो कि वो use करके भी आप कुछ और करना चाहते हैं, then in that case you will continue to pay.
Okay. Thank you.
Agabatwal Prajwal Kiran. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Yes. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, about after when I joined the course in between 4 or 5 months after the completion of the course, in between when I get the government job, is that I need to pay the money?
Yeah, because आपने course complete कर लिया, सब कर लिया, then and you decide to join a government job, then yes, in that case you will be.
I need to pay the amount which you had told that, or
yes, on
changed.
It will be changed as per the job that you put.
It was a non-IT background. No, it was a government
job. Doesn't matter because see, ideally आप सोचिए कि आप हमने टेक कोचिंग किया, आपने टेक कोचिंग किया, and then you say कि नहीं मुझे गवर्नमेंट जॉब करना है, right? And then you've decided that I don't want to do whatever you've done for last 10 months. I don't care. I will do something else, right? If you continue to work with us, then that's fine. But if you wasted all our efforts, then in that case, we will expect you to pay.
Okay, the amount which you had told about the pay scale of 5 LPA. Or...
Yes. Depending on the pay scale that you're at.
On the government job, you're saying?
Yes.
Or else base 5 LPA.
Not base 5 LPA. On the actually it is on the maximum cap, which is 2.95.
Okay.
Right? It is either that or at the pay scale that you're at.
Okay, in the government job. Okay, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Or else other thing is if completion of the course, after completion of the course 4 months, either you told that 1 or 2 months you will get an interview or something. If I didn't selected in any interview, I can. Is there any opportunity to continue with next batch?
Yes, absolutely. If let's say कुछ हो जाता है, and we feel that you might be you might fit into the next batch because you want to understand some topics more deeply, वो हम कर सकते हैं on request, on case to case basis, on request हम कर सकते हैं, but we don't.
Same pay scale I want to pay, or else it would be differ because I learned 4 on 4 months means almost 8 months of course.
No, that is okay. It remains the same.
If I join again also next batch.
Yes.
Same agreement I want to do again, or else the
in that case, see, बहुत ही edge case पे जा रहे हो. Then it doesn't happen. If that case happens, yeah, it is going to be a new agreement, but you don't have to pay double. You just have to do the new bit, right? एक तरफ आप गवर्नमेंट जॉब की बात करो, एक तरफ आप बहुत ही दूसरे की बात कर रहे हो, तो don't worry. ये सब बहुत छोटे cases हैं. In these cases, we generally want to help people in getting their relearning, starting their career. तो हम आपके help करना नहीं छोड़ेंगे, right? तो ध्यान रखना.
I think that it was in 4 months course, no? It would be completed at May 10th or May 15th.
It might not end exactly on that day, right? It will, as I said, it might extend by a few weeks. So, हो सकता है.
If I did not placed in any company, is that any batch that frequently means again started after 2 months or 1 month? Is there any batches to join immediately?
We have batches starting every 6-7 weeks, but you can. Depends. When these situations arise, then we discuss with you. There is no rule as of now, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Before I go ahead, right? So, हम बहुत edge cases पे, so I'm getting a sense that a lot of people are thinking about their edge cases. ये हो गया, ऐसा हो गया. See, there are a lot of edge cases. ऐसा हो सकता है, वैसा हो सकता है. I think fundamentals are very clear. What I would want is that people aspire for jobs which are like 15-20 LPA, right? And 10-15 LPA jobs, which are up for grabs. Which is what I want people to be aspiring for, and not like edge cases on if I don't get a job, go to a different field, right? That's like giving up. We don't believe in that aspect, right? So let's aspire for more aspirational this thing, right? So more aspirational jobs and more. Go to the next question, which is Sankalp.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, my question is, what if I want to sit for placement before completion of the course? Can I do that? Hello?
Yeah. I heard that question. You want to sit for placement. See, we typically don't allow that because what is happening is that if you sit for placement with half learnings, you'll not be able to get that salary that you can deserve, right? We've had multiple cases that where students wanted to say that I feel prepared. See, ab 2 hafte baad na, from here 2 weeks now from here, you will start feeling, boss, I can do anything. I am prepared. I can actually crack any job, right? But that's just 2 weeks. So you'll keep getting this feeling after every module, right? But that doesn't mean that you're ready. So we know that we will get ready after completion of the course. And you should be, battle में जा रहे हो तो पूरा well prepared जाओ. Rather than learning half of the skills and then saying half of the skills के basis पे हम करना. So we typically have a date, where all the candidates from the cohort start. All the candidates from the start, sitting for placement. Not typically before the end of the course.
No, sir. I was asking this because I have the background of coding, so that's why I'm asking.
नहीं, हमारी तरफ से तो नहीं सकल, will not मतलब expose opportunities before the end.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Atul Krishna.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Like we have submitted the documents, so that NBFC will apply the loan for us. You know, from the beginning itself.
No. Loan will not start in the beginning. It is just sort of documentation process that we complete. We will not start the loan until you have started earning.
Like after completion of course only.
No, not even completion of course. After you get your first salary is when you have to pay anything. Before that, you don't have to pay anything.
Sir, and how NBFC will play a role in IES?
As I said, NBFC is a collection partner. They typically give out loans for. So the way it will work is that you will be paying an EMI, or you will be giving an EMI towards a loan that that in lieu of the fees that you have liable to pay. For example, you have to pay 7,000 rupees for 10 months, which is 70,000. You do, instead of paying it to us, you pay to the NBFC, right, in the form of a loan.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. 1 minute. Okay. Janam Jayakumar.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. So, as you told, the EMI self-debited from my account, then what's the role of NBFS?
NBFC के process के through ही होता है. We are not doing this, so we don't directly debit. The NBFC directly debits. Okay.
That means the NBFS give us the loan that we have to pay.
Yes.
Okay.
That you have to repay over a period of time.
Or is there any charge they could apply?
No charges. No other charges, no GST, no processing fee, no nothing. Nothing is applied to us. Whatever is decided, that is the amount. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
One piece. I think we forgot that there is nobody's asked, but I'll tell you, which is on the prepayment, right? So what you can do is, if you decide that you want to pay in one go, you can do it. There's a percentage discount that is attached, right? Which is also mentioned in the IC agreement, which is there. You can look at it and you will get to know the number, right? So if you prepay, let's say you get a job, right, and you say instead of paying monthly, I want to pay all of it together, right, in one go. Then you get a certain discount, right?
Sir, but that in case if I part from that job, then FunctionUp will stay with me or not? In that case,
absolutely, it will. So for life, we have alumni who come here. So I'll tell you, in real life what happens is, we have cricket tournaments where alumni come to us, right? If they want to work from office, they use our office space as well, right? So we've got alumni who are with us throughout life, right? Payment through NBFC, payment directly, etc. Those are very secondary, right? What is important is building a community, powerful community of techies who are working on good projects.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Pratik, I'm not audible. Hello. Yes.
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था. आफ्टर द completion of course, हमारे प्लेसमेंट होने में अगर टाइम होती है, मतलब 3-4 महीने लगते हैं, तो
उस ड्यूरेशन के लिए हम अगर नहीं का मनी अर्न करने के लिए मतलब ये कोई भी सेल्स की नौकरी ज्वाइन करते हैं, पर हमको तो डेवलपमेंट में चाहिए, आईटी में चाहिए, पर मिलने तक अपर अगर दूसरी कंपनी ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं सेल्स के लिए तो वो नहीं, हमारा अर्निंग तो चालू हो गया, तो उससे कटेगा क्या?
उससे नहीं होगा, बिकॉज यू विल कंटिन्यू टू
अप्लाई,
कंटिन्यू टू अप्लाई गिव इट, राइट? तो नहीं होगा,
वही कंसर्न था।
तस्मीन अंसारी। Good evening.
I have a doubt in point number 6. Sir, if I get a job of less than 5 LPA and if I choose not to sit for those opportunities which is presented by FunctionUp, then how much I have to pay the recalibrated fees finalized by FunctionUp?
0.6 आपने बोला। Okay. If you decide, okay. तो रिकैलिब्रेटेड पे डिपेंड करता है कि आप कौन से पैकेज पे हैं, ठीक है? उसका 17% अप टू मैक्सिमम वो अमाउंट होगा। दैट इज ऑल्सो रिकैलिब्रेटेड का कैलिब्रेशन उसमें नहीं है आईएसए में, बट दैट इज टिपिकली आप 17% हो जाता है, और देयर इज अ डिफरेंट रूल दैट वी टेकन, बट दैट इज मतलब केस टू केस बेसिस, दिस डजंट जनरली हैपन, बट होता है तो देयर इज अ सेपरेट रूल फॉर रिकैलिब्रेशन। मतलब वो आपका जो 5 LPA पे फीस है उससे भी कम हो जाता है।
अच्छा, ओके सर, थैंक यू।
Alright. One thing what I'll do is, so I'm short of time. What I'll do is, okay guys, so we'll do one thing. Please type your questions in the chat box. Okay, एक करके I will go through all questions. Okay. 1 second. There was somebody who had their camera on, ठीक है, Pratik Dayal, and there was one, I'm forgetting her name. आप दोनों को मैं चांस दे दूँ, yeah, because you had your camera on. That is the advantage of keeping camera. Pratik, you can ask a question.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask that, how does the placement pool works? Since you said that you want us to target good CTCs, right, 15 LP or 20 LP. So if I get placed in a startup that company is providing around 8 and all, then how should I move forward for the higher CTC? Will that pool get blocked for me, or there is some system around that?
Okay, so when I'll give you a brief picture on how the placement process works. So when the placement process starts, or the placement season starts, companies with offering higher cities will come first, right? 8, 10, 12, 15 LPA, right? So these companies will come first, so that you get opportunities to hire CTCs first, right? If you're not able to crack those, then companies with lower CTCs will come, right? Okay. So that's how you work. So you'll always get an advantage that you'll always get exposed to better opportunities first, right? Okay. So that you don't feel कि मैं अभी 6 का ले रहा हूँ, there will be a company that is coming for 7. That's how it will work. ठीक है. Hope that answers that question.
Thank you.
Gayatri Patel, yes, please go ahead.
Sir, do we have to physically submit any documents?
Not immediately. There's a small process for verification that will happen. You don't need to physically submit any documents right now. It happens online. Most of the things are because of COVID, government processes have moved online. So I think mainstream only going to be online. Okay, guys. What I'll do is I'll take up questions from the chat. Okay. See, again, if your questions are not answered, don't worry about this, right? You have time. You will go through the ISA. Most of the questions will get answered, right? You'll go through the ISA. You'll understand that ये सब चीजें हैं नहीं है. And if you still have doubts, we'll have one more session on solving for these questions, right? What I'll do is I'll quickly skim through the questions that are happening in the chat, and then I'll try to answer those questions. Okay. बैंक पीओ वाला क्वेश्चन हमने कर दिया, गवर्नमेंट जॉब वाला क्वेश्चन हमने आंसर कर दिया। FunctionUp is very okay. It will be past high school very soon. See, I'll give you one example. We are focusing on teaching the hard part. Okay. Nobody else is doing it. People take shortcuts, even institutes. Let's teach some technologies which will get you job fast, right? So we will ensure things. We will ensure that you're successful on the job, not just in interviews. Okay, big difference. आप जॉब तो कर लोगे इंटरव्यू में कुछ झूठ बोल के, बट ऑफर तो ले लोगे, बट उसके बाद क्या, right? So this is where we come in, and this is where we are sort of doing it differently, so that you're doing better in jobs. The kind of what do you call? The kind of projects that you do, the kind of things that you learn are very different from what you would have done. That's right. आपको रिलीज विलेज से एक्सपोजर मिलेगा, आपको चीज़ों में एक्सपोजर मिलेगा जो टिपिकली 1 साल के एक्सपीरियंस के बाद मिलता है. So slightly different. If you want to leave the quad after 4 months, so again go through the ISA and you'll get a sense on if you leave at what time, then what is the. There is no charge in the NBFC process. Full amount, come and bata diya, there is a discount if you pay at one go. There is a prepayment clause that is there in the agreement. I think it's 20% for male and 10% for female. ऐसा कुछ है, it might have changed. Or if you are not a part of FunctionUp and let's say we ask you to pay, then you don't have to pay. Fees is not variable, it gets fixed. So the way it works, it gets fixed right after you get an offer, right? We fix the fee, which you continue to pay. And only after you get your first salary is when you start paying. You don't have to worry about money from your pocket before you start paying, right? Only when you start earning is when you have to worry about paying anything. So that there is no burden on your parents. Previous placements में I shared briefly. Last year तो हमारा काफी 100% placement था. Last year, what has happened is we are at about 90% placements हुए हैं, but some people took offers which are lower, right? Lower than 5. Some people took offers which is lower than 4 NPA, but very few, right? And what has happened is that startups stopped hiring, so a lot of different sort of companies have. So average package is slightly reduced. We were at 8.5, now it's I think at 7.5, 7 LP. Some of these things have changed, and I think these are some of the changes that have happened. But some good product-based companies such as Paytm, Just Dial, they continue to hire. MyGate continues to hire. There are a lot of new companies that we have added, right? Who are working on new age tech. And over last year, we have added actually more than 250 companies. Actually, we have added more than 300 companies that have hired. Not hired, but 300 companies who have at least interviewed, 220 who have hired. Yeah, classes are going on in Hindi. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, okay.